Good evening, this is Kuro. If my voice sounds a little odd, I've got a little cold right now and my throat's pretty scratchy right now. We'll see how the my voice holds out through the video. Going over the matchmaking, it is basically Radar Hell, Missouri Kronstadt double black with a Kitakaze and a Soyuz backing them up. And gonna talk a lot about mistakes being made during this game and just how to try to deal with this radar disparity that my team has. We've got one black and one Alaska, so we're down two big radars, or down one big radar and one destroyer radar, and that's a very significant advantage on this map. Um, North is so channelized that radar is very powerful. Just being able to park around these islands and just radar the hell out of all of these areas. um, so, gonna start out with the initial deployment. I am going to move up here to C. I'm moving to C primarily because my team is at a radar disadvantage. I've got the best spotting in the game, so it makes sense for me to get up here and try to use my concealment to start zoning things out. Further, um, I basically have the HP or potential HP pool of both this Fletcher and Black combined. Um, as long as I don't get nuked and am able to use all three repairs, I have more effective HP than both the Black and the Fletcher. That should put this destroyer in perspective, how frickin' tanky it is. Black gets spotted. Anytime, pretty much anytime you get a shot to shoot at destroyers with this thing, you do it, because any damage that you get on that destroyer, that's damage that they're not going to be able to repair as much as you. So I'm just kiting out right now. I'm going to throw some torps back here into the smoke in a couple seconds. Uh, Now this is a mistake here. Whoop. This is a mistake here. He pulled this smoke right across the entire cap. This is the absolute worst thing that could happen for our team. I get that he's trying to disengage, but he's radar. The smoke means nothing. You know, when you're approaching this matchmaking, number one, he's too deep. I'm gonna be the one going in here to cap it, and look where I'm at as opposed to him. Uh, you should know right off the bat, you're not gonna be able to get in here and smoke up or do anything like that. There's just too much radar. So don't be a don't be dumb and don't block your team's view. And you're gonna see what's gonna happen. It's not gonna go good. Throwing some torpedoes back here. I'm expecting this black to try to step on the cap momentarily. And you can see it. Just all of these ships are just dropping off. They're only popping up when they've shot. And my team's at a complete vision disadvantage, and there's nothing I can really do about it right now. Because if I try to back into this smoke, I can get radared and just hammered for, very little I can do about it. The Alaska does spot the black, and I'm just going to start wailing on this guy. I'm going to push through here. Now, I'm expecting black torpedoes, so I don't want to be perfectly broadside. I want to be turned in a bit. And yeah, that's not good. Now when the battleships do shoot, I do take advantage of it, start throwing some HE out their way. With this build, I've got an 11% fire chance, something like a 3.2 second reload. I can chuck out a decent amount of firepower their way, or at least fire chance their way. and the guns being Grozavoy guns with 12.8 kilometer range, they are they're perfectly capable of reaching out to max range. Actually, I could theoretically run AFT on this and still be fairly accurate. Now, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, it's only that this smoke is wearing off. I'm able to reverse in here and start. I see the shots. Okay, we've got 2 blacks in here. Say hello to Neustrashimy. 2v1, no problem. They got battleships backing up, no problem. Just gonna pop my repair here now that I'm starting to take some damage. Just gonna keep kiting back, just keep chipping away at this black. He can't repair any of this damage. I can. He just keeps getting weaker and weaker. And you know, my repair actually just ended now. How much HP have I lost during that engagement? It's not much. In return, we've pretty much finished off crippling that that black. My black's charging in here. This is too aggressive in my opinion, but I see the opportunity to work on this black, and just gonna start throwing some shots out there. This is a long shot, but you can still be fairly consistent here with Neustrashimy. I pick up the kill, and we've eliminated 1 radar, and basically I can currently repair back up to 3/4 of my hit points despite all of these ships shooting at me. This is what I'm talking about with black. Over 500,000 potential damage coming my way, and I'm still looking like this despite being 2v1 with two Fletchers. But you look at my teammates, you know, this is why I didn't want them around here. They can't hang with this. Now, this is double dangerous for them. He doesn't have radar. There's another black out there we know of. There he is. He's announcing his presence on the cap, shooting. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to cap in a manner that's actually safe. This guy's not. Now watch the difference between how he goes into the cap versus me. His solution to try to cap this is to put his bow in here. So if he gets radared, the only thing he can do is reverse out. I try to put my stern into the cap, and I do that so when I get radared by, for example, this Kronstadt or this black or this Missouri that's creeping in, that I'm able just to quickly drive right back out into this little zone and be fairly safe. I was kind of hoping that I could actually push this black away from the cap and into the island so he couldn't do this, but shit happens. The smoke's still up, so I'm just going to start throwing shots in there, because I'm feeling like we do need to get some damage in. We did pick up the Kitakaze somewhere. I missed that. But this is what I'm looking to do. Get that fire chance going. Now, he's sailing through the cap while it's being capped. That's pretty damn dangerous. We're shooting at a radar ship. And I'm hoping that I can bait this guy into shooting me, because at least I can repair this damage. My black can't. I do get a couple fires on the Missouri. My black is radar driving right through the middle of the cap. Again, DDs. You want to get safe when you've got this sort of radar matchmaking. It's just not going to work out well for you. At least he doesn't run into the island here and really hurt himself. Never mind. I forgot he went down there. But I'm just going to reverse right back out here and start slinging shots back at this Missouri. I suspect his DCP's on cooldown. Yes, this is a little aggressive, but it's only this Missouri that can shoot at me right now. I've got an extra 2 repairs, and I can really start laying some heat down on this guy if I can get some fires going. Eventually, I just decide to drop some torps, and I do take a big hit here, and you can start to see the full potential of this heal when you really start ramping it up. Like in that case, you take that big alpha damage. Again, just backing into the cap. What I'm looking to do is now keep this Soya spotted. Every time this guy pokes out to get into some sort of firing position, I want to spot this guy, and if the black throws torpedoes towards my battleships, I'm hoping that I can stay out of the path, but basically detect 1 or 2 torps in the volley to give my team advance notice. Taking a look, I see torpedoes, so I'm going to back up a little bit. With the Soyuz behind the island, I'm looking to see if this is something that I can just blind fire into the smoke and work on this black a little bit. But I see the Soyuz pushing up, so gonna go with plan B, and that is my torpedoes are gonna be reloading soon. I'm gonna dump both sets right into this gap. Now at this point, the enemy team's only down to one radar, so I'm feeling fairly comfortable sitting here. The black doesn't really have an idea exactly where I'm at this point, other than that I'm located in somewhere in this direction. See my opportunity. The Soyuz is nosing up. I know he needs to push. 832 points to their 508. So I know that the push is coming. And going ahead, put my torps in there. And again, just going to back up, just try to get into a position where I can get this island between me and the Soyuz if I get radared. Now this is going to work out. The Fletcher torps are going to come in. They're going to force this guy to angle and open him up right for my torps. And I know at this point he's dead. That's a dead battleship. He would have ate a bunch of those. And this pretty much is how you try to approach this map on when you're radar deficient. You gotta play really cautious, really slow. And if you're in something like Neustrashimy, just slowly sneak your way into the cap. Just keep vision for your team. I would have had a lot more spotting damage earlier in the game, but we had all of that smoke just covering things up that, you know, I couldn't spot anything. And, you know, it is what it is. Regardless, I was doing my job, cleaning up a bunch of low health ships. Um, you know, not screaming high damage numbers, but this was a game that I wanted to pull because I think a lot of destroyer players might have an oh shit moment when they load into a game and see 4 destroyers or 4 radars out of 6 enemy ships, and they might be a little annoyed at the whole thing. So ended up second on the team. Um, my black did do a good job. I just think that he was too aggressive, and he threw his ship away. Um, was the game won by that point? Most likely, but you know, they could come back. Kind of take a look, see what I did damage wise. Most of it just harassing the battleships, just because there's smoke in front of me. I couldn't really spot the DDs too much. When the DDs were spotted, I was working on them. Only tanked 30k this match. This number can go a lot higher. The highest I've done to date is almost 45,000 and still survived. To put it in perspective, both of those Fletchers together uh, have less than 20,000 four. I think it's 20,400, 500 apiece. Uh, that can tell you just the significant amount of difference between the HP pool from this destroyer with the others. And this is how I believe you should play Neustrashimy, where you get in, kind of dug into the cap like that, where you can use your concealment to force these DDs out. You get radared, so what? You got this giant HP pool, just keep dodging. I mean, I tanked, over 800,000 damage this game, and potential damage. Um, and that's just during the radars, things shooting at me, things actually hitting me because I'm just out in the open shooting at them. Um, the ship's very tanky, and it can take the abuse. Not everything can though. So you need to kind of adopt your play style. If I would have been in, for example, a Fletcher or my Black, I would have tried to get into that little cove that I was in. Uh, Eventually, I wouldn't have just rushed right in there like some people would have. I would have tried to uh, bait out the first set of radars and then slip in there while those radars are on cooldown and then try to step on the cap once I got into position just by trying to back up onto the cap like normal. Um, so just giving you guys some ideas how to approach C cap on North uh, with really radar heavy teams where you're not really going to be able to just back into the cap, beta radar, run away, and come back and cap it. It's with 4 radars, it's just not going to happen. So if you got any questions or comments, leave them below. Hope you guys are having a good night. Hope this video isn't too bad with my voice. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night.